10 things that media get wrong about Venezuela. Venezuela has been a lot in media lately, both because Maria Corina Machado won the Nobel Peace Prize and because Donald Trump has sent the Navy to blow alleged cocaine smuggling boats out of the water. It's said that truth is the first victim of war, and we in Operation Libertad Venezuela, a part of the Venezuelan democratic and nonviolent resistance, have as our mission to get the truth out there. For many years we've published in Spanish for a domestic audience, but now we feel the need to address an international audience that is being fed an enormous amount of propaganda. We will go through a list of 10 points here that you probably do not know if you're not Venezuelan or a Venezuela expert. If you want to know the truth from the point of view of the Venezuelan people, then please like and subscribe and turn on the notifications. And please note that you can use subtitles to see many of our older videos that we have put out since before the uprising started in earnest in 2013. Point 1. Venezuelans crave for freedom and democracy and have been in a non-violent resistance since over 20 years. Point 2. Nicolas Maduro is not a legitimate president. He lost the election in 2024 by a landslide but refuses to cede power. The people of Venezuela want the winner, Edmundo González Urrutia, to be installed as president, and has asked the world for help. Point 3. Maria Corina Machado is not promoting violence. On the contrary, she has consistently advocated for non-violence and pled to the world for help in returning to democracy in a peaceful way. Point 4. The United States is not trying to conquer Venezuela to take the oil. They are already buying it, and Venezuela needs the US to refine the oil because it's very heavy. Point 5. Venezuela does not have the world's biggest oil reserves. That's just regime propaganda. Plus, the quality is very bad of the oil. There is no independent evidence for this claim. It's only the regime itself that says so, and they have a self-interest in lying. First, for borrowing money against that asset, and second, to use it as propaganda, to make the world reject any US democracy help. Exactly what is happening now. But look at the production numbers in Venezuela. They are down by an order of magnitude. The proof is in the pudding. Point 6. The regime has committed crimes against humanity to quell the non-violent resistance. They have killed hundreds of thousands in a genocide, and they have forced 8 million people into exile. There are many political prisoners, more every week, and thousands have been tortured. Point 7. The Venezuelan regime is involved in large-scale cocaine trafficking. The coca is grown in Colombia, in areas near the border that their president, Gustavo Petro, has ceded to the guerrilla for the purpose. From there, it's transported to Venezuela for refining on an industrial scale to cocaine. We are talking thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of tons of cocaine. And then from Venezuela, it's distributed, including back to Colombia and further south in South America. The cartel is called El Cartel de los Soles. The operations are handled by Diosdado Cabello, the Minister of the Interior and of Justice, and significant parts of the Venezuelan military are involved. Point 8. The Venezuelan cartel is part of the Cuban cartel, a global network of narco-trafficking that has tentacles on high positions in many countries. Point 9. Venezuela is under Cuban occupation. It is the Cuban security service G2 that controls Venezuela, including the military. It is Cubans who torture the Venezuelan political prisoners. Point 10. Since Venezuela is under foreign occupation by a drug cartel that is committing crimes against humanity and genocide, there is no international military help in response to a plea for assistance from legitimate leaders of the Venezuelan people that can be considered an invasion. It will always be considered a liberation under international law. This was a brief summary based on many years of actively investigating and publishing on this topic, including what many probably would consider spy operations. In the interest of making the video short, I did not cite facts, but if you want, as in OLV, as it's called, Operation Libertad Venezuela, to investigate and report on it, you will find out that we have been investigating this for 15 years already. And write a comment if you want us to report on it in English, the things that we have previously reported in Spanish. Thank you for watching, and please share to support the heroic fight for democracy and liberty in the world that the people of Venezuela is waging, and for which so many already have given their lives. Freedom is not free. Remember that.